Prologue. When worlds were young, before time learned how to walk, before stars learned how to burn, two dimensions were formed from a single cosmic tear. Like siblings born of the same wound, they grew together yet apart. Varanthia, the realm of witches, was shaped by ancient magic. Forests shimmered with floating runes. Rivers hummed soft spells. Cities rested on clouds sculpted from moonlight. The witches believed they were chosen by the cosmos, born to command energy, fate, and the threads of destiny. Fenriath, the realm of wolves, was carved by instinct and raw strength. Mountains rose like fangs. Storms answered the wolves' roars. The clans of Fenriath lived by honor, power, and the sacred bonds of their pacts. But peace was fragile. Long ago, a witch queen and a wolf king fell into a war of pride. Their armies burned worlds, cracked planets, tore holes in the veil that separated dimensions. To stop the destruction, both sides forged the blood contract. No witch would cross into Fenriath. No wolf would cross into Varanthia. Love between them meant death. Breaking the contract meant total war. And for thousands of years, both sides obeyed, until fate decided to break its own rules. Chapter 1. Kael, the wolf born in shadow. A storm raged the night Kael was born. Thunder cracked like war drums. Twin moons turned blood red. Winds ripped through the mountains of Fenriath. The elder wolves whispered, "An eclipse child." A being touched by the shadow moon, destined for greatness or doom. Kael grew fast, faster than any pup before him. He ran farther, fought harder, learned quicker. At only 16 seasons, he defeated warriors twice his age. But behind his strength was a silence, a heavy, lonely silence. Kael felt different, as if something inside him pulled toward a world he had never seen. He often climbed the border cliffs, staring at the shimmering veil. The elders warned, "Do not look across. Do not even think across." But Kael didn't follow rules well, and the veil called to him like a forgotten memory. Chapter 2. Lyria, the witch of the silver star. Lyria's birth was calmer, a floating cradle of moonlight, soft singing of crystals, and the glow of silver stardust across her hair. Witches believed she was touched by Selunara, the goddess of the moon. She grew into a gifted witch. Her spells healed wounds with a touch. Her voice calmed storms. Her magic danced like liquid light. But Varanthia was a realm of strict ranks. Power meant responsibility. Responsibility meant obedience. Lyria hated obedience. She wandered forests instead of studying, talked to spirits instead of practicing rituals, broke rules instead of following them. Her coven called her a rebel. Her teachers called her a waste of talent. Her heart called her something else. Lonely. She dreamed of something more than spells and laws, something real. And one night, destiny answered. Chapter 3. The first crack in the veil. The veil between worlds was supposed to be unbreakable, but on the night of the twin moons' alignment, magic rippled like a heartbeat, opening a thin crack between Fenriath and Varanthia. Kael was hunting near the cliffs when he sensed it, a pulse of power that felt warm, unfamiliar, yet strangely welcoming. He approached. On the other side of the shimmering barrier, Lyria stood in a glowing forest, her silver hair dancing in the breeze. Their eyes locked. Time stopped. Kael froze in awe. He had trained against beasts, fought warriors, but nothing had ever frightened or fascinated him like this witch. Lyria gasped softly. She had read about wolves, feared their ferocity, but the one before her looked lost, gentle, curious. Their worlds had told them to fear each other. Their hearts didn't care. Chapter 4. The night talks. Instead of running, they stayed. That night turned into another. Another turned into many. The veil, weakened by the celestial alignment, allowed small openings at midnight. Lyria brought glowing fruit and potions. Kael shared stories, hunted food, and taught her wolf traditions. She laughed at his pride. He softened at her kindness. He told her he dreamed of something beyond war. She told him she dreamed of something beyond magic. Slowly, carefully, they touched hands through the veil. Magic sparked around their fingers. Not dangerous, but warm. A sign. A warning. A promise. Chapter 5. Danger in the shadows. Love grows quietly, but enemies listen loudly. Lyria's coven noticed her nightly disappearances. They followed her and discovered the impossible. A witch holding hands with a wolf. They cursed her, called her tainted, threatened to strip her powers. Meanwhile, in Fenriath, scouts reported Kael's betrayal. The Wolf Council was furious. A wolf consorting with a witch threatened the entire blood contract. To them, Kael was no longer a warrior. He was a traitor. Both worlds prepared swift punishment. Lyria, death by soulfire. Kael, death by claw and judgment. And the Veil, sensing coming war, trembled violently. Chapter 6. The Betrayal and the Battle. The lovers met at the Veil one last time. Kael, they're coming for you. Lyria, they're coming for you? The Veil shattered fully, opening a battlefield where both armies poured in. Witches unleashed storms of fire. Wolves charged in feral fury. The sky cracked, the ground bled. Magic and claws clashed in a storm of chaos. Lyria summoned a shield of pure moonlight to protect Kael, but against an entire coven, she weakened fast. A spear of dark witchcraft flew toward Kael. Lyria stepped in front of it. The spear pierced her chest. She collapsed into Kael's arms. Her final whisper, "Live, even if I cannot." Kael's scream shook the stars. Chapter 7. The Eclipse Beast Awakens. Grief is a seed. Sometimes it grows into strength. Sometimes it grows into destruction. For Kael, it grew into both. His body twisted under the force of the eclipse moon. Fur turned pitch black. Eyes blazed silver. He transformed into the ancient form feared in legends, the Eclipse Beast. He became unstoppable. Witches tried to bind him. Wolves tried to calm him. Both failed. Driven by heartbreak, Kael killed the witch coven that murdered Lyria. He turned against his own tribe for letting it happen. He destroyed both civilizations. 2 worlds burned for the price of 1 lost love. By sunrise, only ash remained. Chapter 8. The Grave Between Warield. When rage faded, only sorrow remained. Kael carried Lyria's body to the place where dimensions met, the spot of their first touch, first laugh, and first promise. He dug her grave with trembling claws, covered her in silver blossoms from Varanthia, placed her moon amulet around his neck. He whispered, "If the universe separates us, then I will shatter the universe." The veil, cracked and unstable, opened a pathway to a 3rd dimension, an untouched world. Kael stepped through, alone but determined, carrying Lyria's memory like a flame in darkness. He would wait. He would search. He would fight across eternity. Because love written in the stars never dies. It only changes dimensions.